Welcome to the Wheels of Justice. Join in the next hour as this monkey business crew discusses everything from A to Z. Now, here's your host, Big Wheel O.
Yeah. Oh, man.
When
have I ever done it by myself?
Well, we had a little
Welcome back, Melvin.
I don't know what's going on here. But
I don't know.
You're going to have to redo it.
No, because it's the same thing I was doing yesterday.
No, but this shouldn't be doing that here.
Okay.
Anyway, try to get it up and running.
Yeah, can do.
Okay, we've had a little malfunction on the Facebook live stream. So bear with us, but thank you for joining us here on 1160 AM KBDT. And we are here every Sunday from noon to 1 p.m. with the Wheels of Justice. And I am your host, Big Wheels Bo, and I think we're running now.
No, we're not. Not yet. Just follow on with the show. I'll take care of this. Give me about 3 minutes.
Who's running Facebook Live today is the awesome Graham Knoxmere Carver, but you don't need to do that. Just go to it.
Okay,
Just go.
All right. Continue on with your show, Father.
I'm sorry about the crazy monkey crew, but y'all have learned to expect that over the years, haven't you? There's no reason why you should expect anything different. And I don't know. It is not working today.
They still have the live feed, so it's okay. They can still see it. I just cannot make comments. So if you're making comments, thank you very much. But sadly, we won't see it on Facebook. Now continue with your regularly scheduled program.
You can follow us on YouTube as well. You can go there. Go to youtube.com and then search Bo Carver Show, and we're up and running there. I know for sure. So you can try that. And I think we're up on Facebook at facebook.com/Bo Carver Show. And I hope we are here shortly. And today we have a great show scheduled. And guess who's back in the house?
Make it Melvin.
There he is. After a long stay.
It was a couple of weeks of Easter. You know, I was only celebrating the resurrection of Jesus Christ.
Yeah, for a month.
We were going to send out a search party.
Yeah, I think he's been out for a month.
It hasn't been a month.
I made the venture out to Collin County to look for him.
Oh, okay.
It was getting real close.
Well, I'm back. I've made it back on the scene. I'm here to make sure that we don't say anything illegal or anything like that.
Or at least if we do, we got an attorney to
at
get us
least
out of trouble.
Yeah.
And also in the house today, who could help us get out of trouble, maybe?
No, that's absolutely not what he can do. Do not sell that.
But, you know,
next thing you know,
we're going to go over JP law.
If we stand before him, we'll be in trouble. How about that? Is that better?
We have good news. We're not in my precinct or in my county, so
it's
fantastic news.
All right. And our guest today, the magnificent, the awesome Judge James Kerbow from Denton County, Precinct 3. Give him a nice round of applause.
Welcome to my house.
Yes, and welcome to our house.
A little flow rider introduction. Thank you, Bo. Thank you for having me back. Number 3 for me to be in the Bo Carver Show.
I know you are.
I know you're dangerously getting close to how many times I've appeared on the show.
Yeah, you're catching up.
and I keep scooting over more and more, trying to take Melvin's spot. So
I see that. He's warming it up for you.
I'm going to change my segment to make it to Melvin. That's what I'm doing.
Well, the way I'm starting to look at it is that a judge is kind of in a higher position than an attorney. Just keep that in mind.
Wow, you really just threw Melvin under the bus. Jeez, well, I'm so sorry.
I had to go back and look at my.
He's really hurt about this absence of mine.
I had to go back through my book and look and see who our co-host actually was.
Well, see, he says all these things. He said all these things, but my father, when he gets home, he hides under his bedspread and he cries himself to sleep. He's so genuinely lost. His moral compass is thrown out of whack. He doesn't know what's legal. He doesn't know what's illegal. He's on this moral quandary and he just doesn't know how to find himself.
That's even right now, as a matter of fact. Why do we have to wait till I get home under the cover? I'm doing that this very second.
Well, and Graham certainly knows how to paint a picture, huh?
Yes, he does.
I can be descriptive. Yes.
And he's filling in for the absentee Barbary Ann Purple Haze.
I am representing as well.
But in honor of her, he's wearing the Purple Haze shirt. And what a great night it was.
Oh
last
man, that
night.
was a great show. That was fantastic
he
stuff. Thank you, Pride and Glory, for putting that on and inviting us out to mucky things up a little bit.
Yeah, well, I did a pretty good job of that.
Yeah.
Did you go head to head with Mark Roy?
I think he only forgot one wrestler's name while reading it.
But I won't ever do that again. He got in my face.
He had it out there, and then he was reading it. He was trying to go through it. He was kind of mumbling along, trying to find his steps. And then the dude just like grabs the microphone, says his name, and then pushes him against the ropes and gets in his face.
I love that. That was the best part.
And I said, you know what got him away from me? Is I know Judge James Kerbow and make it Melvin. You better step it back, sir.
The law is on my side.
He didn't really even listen to that. He didn't really care.
So he punched you in the face and threw you out the ropes.
So close to
we're
me.
good.
I was going to say, dude, you need to brush your teeth.
You make it sound like we're a vigilante team.
100%. You're always in here to pitch in with your legal info, calling the FBI, get the choppers out here. It's easy.
They're
No big
surrounding
deal.
the building
No big deal,
right
yeah.
now. But thank y'all for joining us today. And we're going to have some great stuff. We're going to talk about some laws in Texas that are trying to get passed or up to be, voted on to move into the new laws of the state of Texas. And I want to bring up something that is interesting. Yesterday was the Kentucky Derby.
Yes, it was.
And I think there was a shafting going on.
A little bit of a controversy on this
Well,
one.
I'm going to say shafting. It was more to me like the way the New Orleans Saints got shafted.
Yeah.
I really believe that there was the same issue going on. And I couldn't see it. I mean, I watched it several times and I don't see the problem. And so they decided to give it to 65-1.
Yeah, 65-1.
Odd winner, which was, I believe, something country house.
Big country. Nope.
Big country. I think it was country house.
Was it country house?
Yes. And that was declared the winner. Maximum security, I don't believe is even lost.
That's who got it, was maximum security, but
maximum security got disqualified.
Got the shaft there.
Right. And so with this 65-1 odd winner, Country House, what do you think the odds are for that horse to win the Triple Crown?
Put your money on it now. I mean, we got another race coming up.
There's a couple more races coming for that, and I wouldn't put a nickel on that horse. I'm telling you, I mean, you could either look at it two ways. You could say, well, he's very lucky, or he just got really lucky that one time. But I don't know. Y'all can chime in if you want. I don't know. Melvin, can you see some of the comments?
We actually we do have Facebook up and running. It
can you make
it's
comments?
not showing here, and I'm gonna respond to you guys as I see them coming. It's coming through the phone.
I'm not sure why we have it down on our screen, but Melvin says we're up. Tell Melvin that you love him, and then tell him that you love Big Will's Bow more. And so we know that you're seeing us on Facebook Live. We appreciate y'all tuning in today. And
our co-host Barbara Ann is even on right now.
Is she paying attention?
Purple Haze has woken up and is licked her wounds from last night's battle.
Yeah, she's worn out
now
from
on Facebook.
She's actually worn out from carrying Killer Kate's title belt around the ring.
That's right.
So let's mark this. Okay. Melvin, you're loved. Okay, Father, apparently in your own words, you're loved more. Okay. I am the son of you. Does that make me like the demigod of our whole?
Absolutely. That means it's a trickle down effect. It's kind of Reaganomics.
Okay.
It's kind of Reaganomics. It's kind of Reagan love.
Is not excited that you're in her chair.
She's not. Well, he's wearing the Purple Haze shirt.
But she did say she loved the shirt. So,
and we do miss Purple Haze. And when I look at sports and I look at things and I look at this race yesterday, are we getting to the place where the referees are really controlling it all?
Everything. It's so irritating.
There's been a lot of talk about this lately too. And, with the addition of technology into it, could that have helped New Orleans in the game you brought up earlier?
Well, they changed the law. They changed the rule on that. They just passed the rule in NFL that you're going to get one chance to bring that up to the referees and say, hey, Y'all got to take a look at that, even because before you couldn't do that with any kind of penalty.
Right.
It was possession things like fumbles or touchdowns, interceptions. Yeah, possession type things. You could throw your little flag out and they would review it. But now they've added that. So if there's one time in the game that like that, how important that was, then they'll review it, and I guarantee you New Orleans would have been in the Super Bowl.
Right. Well, that's a first and goal. The Rams have a blatant foul here against the New Orleans Saints.
Very much so.
Right.
And so the addition of technology could really help out. Now, I don't know about the Kentucky Derby or how that's going to factor in there.
Well, it seems silly that while we have all this technology in the world and things like that, why would we still live in a time when we can't use it to make things, to get things right, especially when, well, also you got like the books up in Vegas or whatever and things like that.
Of course.
People doing stuff. Makes a big difference to some people what this is. Not just the average fan who just loves their team and wants them to win and that sort of thing.
But what scares me is money.
Right.
Because you take that like the New Orleans call.
Money, if you're out there listening, I'm not scared of you, so come my way.
Yeah, exactly. He's looking for you.
Yeah. Looking for you.
But like yesterday, when you're talking about if somebody, and I'm just hope people are not this way, but I know that I'm false thinking. If somebody comes to you with a lot of dinero and says, hey, just turn your back, rule something different here, and you're set for life. I'm just telling you, that's a hard decision to make, even for a good, upstanding, high quality human being. I'm being honest about that.
Wasn't this big controversy with Dennehy, that guy that I think his name was Dennehy, that NBA ref that wrote that book about basically how the NBA was cooking the books basically.
Well, and they're talking about that
different teams and that sort of thing.
And they're talking about that right now because the referees are controlling a lot of these playoff games with the
they make or
NBA.
break things,
specifically Houston Rockets.
Absolutely.
Now. And while we don't care about the Houston Rockets, no, I'm just kidding.
The Mavericks are their home and
I'm just salty at all Houston teams. They're all very good. They are great. They've really put together some good athletes in every sport, it seems.
Well, I was born and raised in Beaumont, Texas, as most everybody knows, and I followed a lot of Houston teams as I grew up. Rockets, the back in the day, the Oilers. And then, in the Astros, I used to go out and watch Nolan Ryan pitch, in an Astrodome.
Right.
So, but yeah, best if they're from Texas, I'm kind of for them, especially if they're out in California. I'm really against them. And we don't have very many California listeners, and that's probably the reason why. But
that's not the only reason why. That is far from the only reason
why.
But
I don't know how, when you have something like yesterday with that horse race, I just didn't see it, and I don't know how they viewed that. And could I wonder if the owners of that horse could sue or bring up a lawsuit about it? What's the chances of that?
In justice court, slim to none, because as of right now, our jurisdiction is just $10,000.
That's going to be changing probably soon.
With the introduction of Senate Bill 2342, not only will it potentially increase our authority to $20,000 from $10,000 to $20,000, it'll also increase the district from $100,000 to $250,000.
Wow.
Look at Judge James Kerbow teasing us for the next segment.
That's right.
Do you see what he did there? Preview. Look what he did.
Yeah, he
is trying to radio big time.
He's so smirk about it, too. He's very happy with himself.
And that's why I invite him every chance I get right there. The great Judge James Kerbow. And don't go away. You are tuned into the Wheels of Justice. I am your host, Big Wheels Bo, along with co-host Graham Knox Mirabo Carver and the great Melvin Thothia, our attorney. So we will be back shortly with some great information that you will not want to miss on 11 a.m. KBDT.
It's tough to know who to trust anymore with all the fake news that's rampant in this country. You can barely turn on the television without hearing segment after segment of fake news. In the beef industry, we've been battling fake news for over 50 years. Beef has been unjustly accused of causing diabetes, cancer, and heart disease. There was never any proof, science, or study that provided evidence beef was guilty of any of those charges. Recent studies have actually vindicated beef. Beef has been found innocent. Scientists are now actually saying beef is a superfood and good for us. At the 2S Ranch, we fake nothing. We raise and graze our cattle on native Texas grasses. There are no pesticides or herbicides on our grasses. We do not use preventive antibiotics or steroids on our cattle. Our beef is tender and delicious. My name is Bart Simmons, and I would like to be your cattle rancher and beef provider. Check us out at the2sranch.com. That's 2sranch.com.
Welcome to Pride and Glory Professional Wrestling. Big Will's Bo here. If you are looking and needing a new fabulous way to advertise, promote, and raise money for a purpose, then Pride and Glory Professional Wrestling is your answer. Here is Major Mark.
We're a pro wrestling show that's offering family entertainment, no cussing, no obscene gestures, just good old Texas pro wrestling.
Now, Ashton Jacobs.
Hello, everybody. We help charities, nonprofits in the North Texas area. We believe in having fun and giving back.
Hey, y'all. This is Barbara Ann with the Wheels of Justice. I have started training with Pride and Glory Pro Wrestling. If you're interested in training or becoming a pro wrestler, call Ashton Jacobs, 940-395-7028 or pride.glory2018@gmail.com.
Give Pride and Glory a call.
940-395-7028.
When I'm in the mood for Italian food, Joe's Italian Restaurant is the only place for me. I'm Bo Carver. Joe's is located near Texas Motor Speedway on Highway 156 in Justin and the shopping center near the Allsups. Joe's uses the finest ingredients to give you the highest quality food available, and their menu is full of fantastic choices. There's no other place like Joe's Italian Restaurant. Like them on Facebook or call 940-648-1222.
Hey, do you need an attorney? Make it Melvin. My name is Melvin Thathia. MakeItMelvin.com or 214-444-5709. I'm your local attorney here serving the DFW Metroplex. Whether you've been charged with a crime or going through family or debt issues, call me. I'll give you fair and honest legal advice at a fair and honest price. Free initial consultations as well. If you need an attorney, make it Melvin. 214-444-5709. MakeItMelvin.com. 214-444-5709.
He's the kind of guy that takes the cake every time. You don't think they call him Bo Carver for nothing, do you?
And we're back.
I didn't hear any music.
That's because you didn't put your headphones on before it came on.
I was sleeping. I'm sorry.
We're back.
I'm getting to that age where you doze off ever so often and not even know it.
How do you fall asleep behind the wheels of justice?
Bo was at that age 20 years ago, Judge.
Well, I figured that, I'm really in good hands with a great attorney, MakeItMelvin.com. You can go there. It's MakeIt Melvin, MakeItMelvin.com. And if you want some good information and it's a free consultation, right?
That's right. I do a free consultation.
Then how come you charge me?
Well,
because I'm always calling you about something.
Yeah. If I feel like you're going to call me every week for an hour, yeah, I'm probably going to start charging you.
No wonder I have to leave messages.
Good call.
And the great Judge James Kerbow from Lewisville, Texas, Denton County Precinct 3. Thanks for being here today.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Graham Knoxmere Bo Carver, I think, has had to take a little small break, longer than we had to take one. He'd probably be strolling.
We'll talk to him about his break when he comes back.
And we miss Barbara Ann Purple Hayes, who normally is here as a co-host. And I am your host, Big Will's Bo Carver. And I am a field researcher for the Judge Judy Court television show. And that is correct. That thing you see on television on every day in the afternoons, Judge Judy. I am a field researcher for that court show. And then we have this show, The Wheels of Justice, from noon to 1 p.m. every Sunday on 1160 a.m. KBDT. You can also find us on bigdtalk.com at the BIG, the letter D, talk.com. Our Facebook live stream, go to facebook.com/Bo Carver Show, or on YouTube. You go to youtube.com and then search what? Bo Carver Show. And we appreciate y'all being with us today. And we're talking about some new laws that are coming into effect in Texas. And we have Judge James Kerbow and Melvin Thoth, the attorney, talking about some of those. And you just brought up one right before the break. Let's share that again one more time, because right now the limits for small claims is 10,000.
Yes.
And for the district courts, 100,000.
Yeah, district and county courts are at 100,000 right now, according to Section 22 of the Government Code.
Okay.
And with Senate Bill number 2342, introduced by Creighton, we are looking, and this is coming from the Texas Association of Counties, so TAC, is providing this information on certain bills that are on the rise. So currently, right now, this bill does cover both of those jurisdictional limits regarding, at least for all intents and purposes for this conversation, financial impact. So taking district and county court from $100,000 to $250,000, and then justice court from $10,000 to $20,000.
Now in the district courts, they can file something under 100,000. Like,
no, in district court you can file. You can,
like,
in
you could
county or district, you can file any of these same claims you could file in county like in JP court, that you could,
even if it's $5,000, you can. It's
you
just
absolutely can. These are there's not a minimum in county court and district court.
It's just longer to get to. Just what are the pitfalls?
Right. Much more labor intensive
and a lot more expensive to file. Probably.
Sure. Well, you got more. The filing fees are higher, and there's more. I mean, there's more litigation involved, and it kind of depends on that.
So there's no reason to do that.
Matter.
The best thing is to come to small claims court, to your justice of the peace judges.
Realistically, I think, and Judge, you can speak to this too, probably, is that what happens in the world is getting more expensive. And so many little disputes that used to be $500 may be a couple $1,000, $3,000, $4,000 now, or something like that, right? And so as that stuff happens, small claims, I'm using air quotes, small claims court ends up being something that has gotten more expensive. So to kind of
and let me throw something in right here
and keep the purpose of that court there.
And the reason is because, like, when a tree falls on your neighbor's fence, when it used to be 500 or 1,000, now that fence is $5,000.
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
Or the cars,
right.
If you have a problem and you hit a vehicle now, instead of $1,000 worth of damage, it
can creep over that number.
$6,000, $8,000, $10,000 worth of damage. So that's what you're getting at.
No, absolutely. That's what I mean. Ultimately, it's just that you got to get to be able to get this. What the idea of small claim cases into a JP court, you need to have the JP court do that. But there's problems with that too.
Well, and with the JP court, you have a court that was designed originally for just to have everyday people have access to quick justice, like your tree falling on the fence,
correct,
or a car accident, that sort of thing. People aren't talking about, hey, everything's getting so much cheaper these days. No, prices are going up, whether it's inflation or value or cost of production, everything is increasing in value. So when my mother, Judge Becky Kerbow, went from 5,000 to 10,000.
Oh, I do too, because I've been doing this
talking
for
about it.
13 years. And that was a big jump, and it's going to double probably again.
But you know what? Judge Al Sircone out of Dallas County told me, he said, it doesn't matter if it's $10,000 or $20,000. Will it change the way you rule? And I heed to his logic. It shouldn't. It should not change the way you rule. You're still going to rule.
It's just going to bring a lot more business to your court, and I hope you're prepared for that. Are they going to give you a little bit more elbow room for hirees?
I thought they said the Bo Carver Show was going to continue to add funds into the JP3.
I'll give Judge Judy a call and see if she's willing to pass some of that $30 million.
It's hard because you need so much more staff for those things. We're going to talk about more of this just as we come back.
And you are tuned into the Wheels of Justice right here on 1160 AM KBDT, News Talk Sports. So don't go away here on 1160 AM KBDT.
Yeah, that's what I worry about, is that you're
Oh, yeah. Yes. Oh, we're back. We're still on Facebook, folks.
Hey, we're still on Facebook.
That's right.
Yeah,
I forgot. Thanks for reminding me, Christy, of that. I keep forgetting with the new kind of thing.
This later.
But we're thanks for joining in. I hope everything's still going on good on Facebook. You seem to be working on that.
Yeah.
We're having a screen problem here in the studio, so we can't really see. So the Melvin and Judge Kerbow, they're saying that it's coming across good.
Yeah, I've got it on my phone.
And I hope you're hearing us okay out there.
Ashlyn says hi. Love you, Bopa.
Oh, Bopa, I love that. Love you too, Ashlyn. And I love all my family. They were here last night for the pro wrestling, the Pride and Glory professional wrestling last night. And we had a really, really great time. And I spent hours and hours getting dressed up for it.
He did, man. That guy disappeared for, he was like, hey, man, I'll be back in a little bit. You just hold on the fort. I'm going to go get ready. And then next thing you know, that was about, I don't know, 5:45, and then about
an hour later.
Show starts at 7, around 7:10. This dude rolls down like to MC this man talk, and then he's talking to everyone and their mother along the way.
Yeah, well, that's kind of how it rolls there along the way. But it was an awesome event, and Pride and Glory is first class. And so
and they raised a lot of money for Women's Veterans of America.
They sure did. Women's Veterans of America came out really good from that program last night. And so keep an eye on them. You can like them on Facebook at Pride and Glory Professional Wrestling. So check them out. And we'll be off here on Facebook for a second, but come back here in just a few minutes, okay?
Hey y'all, this is Barbara Ann. Let me tell you a story of the best coffee Bo and I have ever had. This is a story of an American coffee lover determined to bring Europe's finest coffees home. Her name is Karen Hawa, and she knew there was better coffee out there somewhere. She followed her dreams to the tiniest, most romantic villages in Europe, the passionate south of Italy, the trade area of Sweden, and the Bourgogne region in rural France. She collected the best coffees she ever tasted and put them all together in a place called mocha.com. And she's still out there looking for great European coffee. Now travel with Bo and I all the way to your computer and enjoy these excellent old world tastes in the comfort of your own home. It's real, it's unique, it's tradition. Now that's Mocha, MOKK-A.com. Go to MOKK-A.com. Old world dedication to perfection and an expression of pride passed through generations. That's Mocha. Go to mocha.com, MOKK-A.com.
The Fixer Upper home shows are very popular on TV. They take dilapidated houses and turn them into showplaces. Eating a diet centered around quality beef and saturated fats are the official fixer-uppers of the human body. A diet of quality 2S Ranch grass-fed beef turns a sick, dilapidated body into a healthy one. My name is Bart Simmons, and I want to be your cattle rancher and beef provider. For quality beef, check us out at the 2sranch.com, 2sranch.com.
Hi, this is Kevin with Quick Draw Shirts in Plano off of George Bush and 75. Quick Draw Shirts offers the highest quality, lowest prices, and the quickest turnaround times. Plus, we offer 20% discounts on most nonprofit organizations. Visit our website, quickdrawshirts.com, or call us at 972-212-6462. Whether it's 10 or 10,000 shirts, we got you covered at Quick Draw Shirts.
Ooh, let's get back to the Bo Carver Show with the guy who puts the in Frankenstein, Bo Carver.
In Frankenstein.
You know, thank God we have Melvin today.
Yeah, I'm a little worn out from the show last night. I didn't get home till real late.
Well, the show ended, and then Mark Roy had graciously thrown an after party, I think, for all these wrestlers that come in town and spend their time and energy, kind of trying to put on a good show to raise money for these good causes or whatnot. So he threw a little dinner after party for them.
Yeah, boy, we stayed up way too late, man.
Bo and the rest of the old people went to that. I went home and went to bed.
Yeah, he couldn't take those late night hours. He was
heading the opposite way of getting back to the Thathia plantation. So
Melvin wore his welcome mat back in the Texas A&M days.
That's right.
And thank you for joining us back here on the Wheels of Justice. And we're here every Sunday from noon to 1 p.m. And I am your host, Big Wheels Bo Carver, along with the normal Purple Haze, Barbie Ann, who is out today, recovering from that event last night, and filling in for her and still wearing the Purple Haze shirt is Graham Knoxmere, Bo Carver.
Hello.
And also co-hosting kind of as always. We haven't seen him. We've had an all points bulletin out for him for the last 30 days. Finally, I think they caught up with him. I think they got him because there was a warrant out for your arrest.
That's what. Yeah.
I was here to sign a warrant.
That was it.
I'm
right
looking
there.
for it.
And so, and we welcome back, brother. The Bronze Beauty.
It's good to be back. It's good to be back. That's right. It's been a couple of weeks since I've been called the Bronze Beauty. So
there you go. He had
I need
to,
to get back here and make sure that was still stood.
Cher,
and it does.
Cher had to have.
I don't see anyone bronzer or beautier than me here. So
there's nobody else but you here that's bronze.
I'm just lucky to hold on to the best beard in the room.
There you go.
Right.
You do
you're
have
nailing
that.
killing that one.
That is true. That is true.
And as our guest today, please make welcome Judge James Kerbow from Louisville, Texas, Justice of the Peace, Denton County Precinct 3. And we're talking about some of the laws that are changing in the state of Texas. And we're just talking about, now, do you believe that law is going to pass? Because I believe it's like on 5 different things that they're trying to get that up to.
You talking about the jurisdictional limit?
From 10 to 20 and so forth.
I really do think it will. I think it'll go through on September 1st. And whether it does or it doesn't, I mean, really, it's going to be up to the House and the Senate to make that decision. But we're just keeping an eye on it. I think
this one's one of those ones that everyone favors. It's not something.
Well, and the thing about it is if it passes, then there's not a lot of time to get those wheels rolling. I mean, you got to be ready to go. Because I remember the last time they did put it in action on September 1st. They didn't wait till the first of the year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they went right away and way past that. And they said effective September 1st, it went from $5,000 to $10,000. And man, they were scrambling all over the place to get that done.
It's something that we've been talking about as well. My fellow JPs in Denton County, my clerk's team and I, we're all discussing and just preparing for what could be an influx of new cases. So we're just trying to get.
Well, you're going to get that.
Well, and you had a good philosophy about that, and I want you to make sure that you share that with our listeners and all the people around, because it's good that we have judges in place that have the same that have this philosophy. So I want the other judges to be influenced by it too. I just kind of share when we were talking about, because my concern was the amount of volume that is going into these courts.
Yeah, and Melvin, I totally understand where you're coming from there, and that is a part of the discussion. But at the end of the day, I'm an elected official. I'm elected to do a job and work my tail off for the constituents, and that's exactly why I'm in office. So whether this brings on a whole new caseload, it doesn't, it goes through, doesn't go through, at the end of the day, I'm going to show up every single day, do my job, execute it to the best of my ability, and hopefully bring justice where justice is due swiftly.
It's awesome. And there should be more. And I think that there should going to be more people getting that justice at the JP level. The good thing about it is it's a faster court to deal with.
Right.
It gets to resolution much faster than a county or district court, because there's a lot more to the jurisdictional limits or what they have to deal with at the higher courts.
Now, before we get into some more laws, real quickly, explain to the folk what the Justice of the Peace courts cover.
Well, and that is tough to cover. How long do we have?
Well, no, I mean,
just the broad stroke, the big four.
The broad stroke.
So the Justice Court is the most diverse court in all of
Correct,
Texas.
I know that.
You can see criminal, Class C misdemeanor. You can see.
And what is that?
Class C misdemeanor, paraphernalia ticket, a speeding citation, driving while license invalid is a big one that has come to the court, and we're going to talk about that with surcharges later on. We also see a ton on the civil side regarding evictions, small claims, debt claims, which is debt being owed to a debtor, like
a credit card company.
And when he said small claims, that is the one that he's probably talking about. That can be anything.
Yeah, that's why, up to $10,000.
That's the dog bite. Open. Yeah, that's the dog bite to the fence.
Yeah, up to $10,000. It is like, for example, we lost a case. Judge Judy hand selected a case from our court, S18170J3, which aired just this last Wednesday.
Yes, that was a great case
Judge
too,
Judy.
by the way.
I remember you talking about this one before.
And this is regarding a photographer taking some senior portraits of a student, and they had a disagreement. And so when you have stuff like this that happens, It is the justice of the peace. It's their responsibility to settle this dispute between neighbors and to get to a resolution. Now, I'm not going to spoil it because I haven't seen the end of it.
Well, I have, and I ain't gonna spoil it either.
Well, don't spoil it for me because we're going to all watch it as a team.
Okay.
We're all really looking forward to seeing it.
Awesome.
But the great thing about the JP court as well, so when we are able to hear the debt claims cases, the small claims cases, we're also here for occupational driver's licenses, getting people on the road legally when their license is suspended. We're also there to have property hearings, illegal tow hearings, administrative hearings. There are so many different types of courts that we get to see, whereas a district or a county court, for example, may only focus on one thing, maybe just DUIs, maybe just family law.
Correct.
And this allows us to see, reach, touch, and affect so many people in a local level.
And that's why you have to have great judges like the great James Kerbow, because you need those fair type people. And I know you are. I mean, I know you. And you come from a great family, and there's a lot of great justice of the peace excuse me, that was hard to say. Justice of the peace judges out there. And it's real important to know that, because you'd be surprised how often people might end up there, right, because of the diversification that JP courts cover. And so with
I
that,
think that a lot of people, you don't realize how you end up, or how you think, oh, I'll never end up in a courtroom or that sort of thing. There are definitely those. That's mostly JP court cases. I think that district court, people who end up in district court, they know they're ending up in court.
Yes, exactly.
on their issues. County court at law, like the criminal courts at law, or the civil county courts at law issues. Usually those deal with bigger entities and things like that end up in court.
Well,
they do business in a field where that may happen, where they end up in litigation.
But that's usually,
these are people who didn't think that their neighbor's tree would cause an issue on their fence, and they would have to end up in court on that issue.
Well, usually that's individual against individual, where with the others, isn't it usually like law enforcement,
most of the time,
bringing a prosecutor, bringing somebody to
lawyer, lawyer,
right.
Well, and we have a ton of those types of cases where we have a self-represented litigant, someone who's what we call pro se.
Right, correct.
But we've also got folks that are in there that are now very, very savvy, who have done their due diligence on the internet. And more importantly, the justice court in these small claims cases is designed so anybody can come in there and get a fair shake. Correct. We're not here to say who knows the most about
civil
litigation
rules.
Right. Well, the rules of evidence, for example, in a civil case, I'm kind of the end all be all in the JP3 court. So if it's my job to make sure that I know what the facts are, get there quickly, and then make a decision.
And also, it's not always easy to determine that, because Judge Judy created a show called Hot Bench, and that's got 3 judges. And they hear small claims cases, and it's also aired every day on TV. And then they go back and they decide how they believe this one or that one in the case. And they don't always agree. Right. They always go like, but they take the best 2 out of 3, like whatever they decide is based on the 2 that just think that person's right or wrong or whatever. And so it just goes to show that the job isn't always that easy to make a decision on.
No, when you have the people element in there, there's nothing that is just clean cut, crystal clear. And that is exactly why it takes someone with that dedication and that passion for people to be able to serve on the people's court.
For sure.
And there have been times, like prime example, last week, I made a decision on a small claims case where I ruled in favor of the plaintiff, not for the full amount that he was looking for, but the defendant was the one that thanked me and said, you know what, Judge, that was the right call. That was a good decision. And then the plaintiff stormed off out of the room.
Well, it's not a win friends influence people position, is it?
No.
But we have to
half of them are your friends.
Yeah. Depends on which half comes in there, right? And leaves. The ones that leave.
Yeah, of the ones that leave.
So now
I
was going to say, now let's move to some of the couple of things that you wanted to bring up of real importance that might be on the ballot that might pass.
Okay, like prime example, we talked about Class C misdemeanors earlier.
Correct.
House Bill number 63 which was brought up by Moody, Collier, White, Dutton, and Phelan, brought that a Class C misdemeanor for marijuana possession if the possession is 1 ounce or less.
They do that in Dallas right now.
The
city of Dallas, that there's
the DA decided they're not going to prosecute.
That was a DA decision.
Yeah, the DA decision.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's not really a law.
That's not what the law says.
That's an important distinction, my friend.
Well, but
that's a whole different can of worms that we're opening.
Yeah.
But
let's not go there.
But when you throw that out there, when you say we're not going to prosecute for 1 ounce or less,
or theft under $750,
and that is
$750.
That's $750
when it has to do with necessities. Do you know anyone who sells things that they don't think they need?
But where does it stop? And $750 is a lot of money. So if he goes down a strip, a mall, and steals $740 out of this one and $740 out of that one,
right?
So,
but that's not law. That's a DA's making a decision.
That's
right.
crazy.
So what Judge is talking about here is a new law that
this is
real.
A law.
This is going to exist.
This is
could exist.
House Bill number 63 that could potentially exist. We're still waiting to get more information on it, but it does relate to the criminal and licensing consequences of certain marijuana possession and drug paraphernalia possession offenses, just imposing a fee or a fine. So it is
not a lockup.
It's not a lockup, and so what will happen? What that means is, in layman's terms, is if someone is caught with 1 ounce or less of marijuana, they could go in front of a justice of the peace for a plea hearing first and foremost, and then if they decide to plead guilty or no contendere or no contest, then we can assess the fine and fee right then and there. But if they choose to plead not guilty, then they need to decide whether they want a bench or a jury trial, and the DA will need to be present there for at least Denton County. I can't speak for all counties, but just Denton County.
That's probably
so. Now that is a state law which would affect counties and cities and all jurisdiction if that goes into play, right?
Yes. In fact, there's a lot more to it. There's a lot more to it than what I've just brought up.
So
the quick and dirty of the up to speed on this is that below 2 ounces or less of marijuana is a Class B misdemeanor, and that's where it's going to count. So it goes to county court. It's a Class B misdemeanor. It's up to 180 jails and up to 180 days in jail and up to $2,000 fine. So that's what you're dealing with there. But now they're talking about it being at 1 ounce to 2 ounce, it still being that. But under 1 ounce, it's got a Class C designation automatically that lets you,
which is just a fine or a fee.
So I still shouldn't put my pipe up on the dashboard just yet.
Yeah,
right?
Still not yet. Don't go running around with your 1 ounce right now, thinking you're free and clear,
hanging it out the window like.
And I think that's what'll change change things is if they're doling out Class C's left and right on the 1 ounce or less. I think people are really like, do you have any weed on you? Yes. Everyone I know that has been charged with this, all of my clients that have had possession of marijuana under 2 ounces, it's usually less than 1 ounce.
Right.
And
it's interesting to see that that distinction is what they.
So if it's less than 1 ounce, they've still been hit. Like if it was under 2, or like
that was all it is right now is under 2.
Okay,
right. It's being proposed right now, so this is not effective legislation.
Correct.
Yes,
that it's been passed.
What do you think the chances of that passing? What do you have any feel for that?
I really don't. We're just we're watching it through the TAC, the Texas Association of Counties, and we're just watching to see how this progresses, because potentially the JP court could be directly affected and see more cases regarding marijuana possession.
For sure, they will.
Most definitely. That will add not only that will add just to the 20,000 too. You're gonna have a line waiting out when you go to work every day starting September 1st.
You know what? I love it. They voted for me, make me work for them.
I know.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Well, hey, thanks for tuning in to the Wheels of Justice. You are here on 1160 AM KBDT. Facebook live stream at facebook.com/Bo Carver Show. Don't go away, because we've got more of our guest, Judge James Kerbow, here on 1160 AM KBDT.
Are you using blockchain technology at the ranch? What? You can use blockchain technology to track and record your beef cuts all the way back to specific cattle. In this technology, each transaction is a digital block that needs to be verified before it's allowed to enter the system.
What system?
Your 2S cattle to beef supply system. What if we hire an expert for millions of dollars to build us a blockchain system?
We already blockchain.
No way.
Ranchers have been using blockchain for decades.
Get out of here. Come on, explain.
We ear tag all our 2S cattle. We record the cattle we process to the ear tag. This is recorded on a ranch spiral notebook. We can trace a steak on a plate back to a cow in the pasture.
You do this with a pencil and a $2 spiral notebook?
What am I supposed to use? A computer? My name is Bart Simmons, and I would like to be your cattle rancher and beef provider. We are the original blockchain masters. Check us out at the2sranch.com.
Hey, do you need an attorney? Make it Melvin. My name is Melvin Thathia. MakeItMelvin.com or 214-444-5709. I'm your local attorney here serving the DFW Metroplex. Whether you've been charged with a crime or going through family or debt issues, call me. I'll give you fair and honest legal advice at a fair and honest price. Free initial consultations as well. If you need an attorney, make it Melvin. 214-444-5709. MakeItMelvin.com. 214-444-5709.
Welcome to Pride and Glory Professional Wrestling. Big Wheels Bo here. If you are looking and needing a new fabulous way to advertise, promote, and raise money for a purpose, then Pride and Glory Professional Wrestling is your answer. Here is Major Mark.
We're a pro wrestling show that's offering family entertainment, no cussing, no obscene gestures, just good old Texas pro wrestling.
Now, Ashton Jacobs.
Hello, everybody. We help charities, nonprofits in the North Texas area. We believe in having fun and giving back.
Hey, y'all, this is Barbara Ann with the Wheels of Justice. I have started training with Pride and Glory Pro Wrestling. If you're interested in training or become the pro wrestler, call Ashton Jacobs, 940-395-7028 or pride.glory2018@gmail.com.
Give Pride and Glory a call.
940-395-7028.
Hi, this is Kevin with Quick Draw Shirts in Plano off of George Bush and 75. Quick Draw Shirts offers the highest quality, lowest prices, and the quickest turnaround times. Plus, we offer 20% discounts on most nonprofit organizations. Visit our website, quickdrawshirts.com, or call us at 972-212-6462. Whether it's 10 or 10,000 shirts, we got you covered at Quick Draw Shirts.
Bridging Hope Ministries is helping people discover their identity, purpose, and destiny in Christ. Hi, I'm Big Wheels Bo. Bridging Hope Ministries, giving hope to the hopeless and building lasting relationships. Bridging Hope Ministries meets every Sunday from 3 to 5 p.m. in Denton, Texas at Quakertown Park, where they provide basic essentials to their friends. I ask you to lend a helping hand to this awesome organization by emailing Wayne at findthebridge.com. Be sure and like them on Facebook at Bridging Hope Ministries. Together we can make a difference.
Now, let's get right back to the Bo Carver Show with your host, Big Wheels Bo.
And we are back to the Wheels of Justice here on 1160 AM KBDT. Facebook Live at facebook.com/Bo Carver Show. You can check us out there. And today's guest is Judge James Kerbow from Denton County Precinct 3, the Justice Peace Court there. And we're going to get right back to it because we just got a short time left. And he wanted to bring a possible bill that's in the making that could change a lot of people's lives. So you might want to take a listen to this if it gets passed. Judge Kerbow, what is this?
So what we have here is House Bill 2048. And what this bill is doing, it's relating to the repeal of the driver responsibility program and the amount and allocation of state traffic fine funds. And so what that does is it's eliminating program surcharges. Why is that important? Because people get stuck in these surcharge loopholes where if you wind up missing a payment or you're late on a payment, it's just more and more and more surcharges coming to the suspension of licenses out there. So this could potentially be a big deal.
Well, and like people charged with DWIs end up with huge surcharges that go
they're doing
on
that
and on for I mean,
yeah, that with no insurance too.
Yeah.
I mean, you get hit with no insurance, you're going to be
But
hit with surcharges.
Driving while licensed
DWI ones will go like $3,000. I mean, like you'll pay $3,000, $4,000 in surcharges.
Yeah, it's crazy. So now, what is this? This may eliminate the surcharges.
Yes. So it's proposed as it reads right now. And again, these things change all the time.
Sure.
As it reads today, it's eliminating the program for surcharges and authorizing and increasing criminal fines and increasing the fees. So they're essentially just what it looks like on pen and paper is diverting funds.
They're just moving it from one hand to the other. Basically, is kind of
robbing Peter to pay Paul is oftentimes an analogy used.
And so, but
it's not going to go to. You were saying something about the courts, like say those surcharges used to go to helping with court funds or something like that.
Right. So it's with the repeal of the driver responsibility program and the amount.
Now, explain what driver responsibility means.
That is a much more in-depth topic.
I have no responsibility when I'm behind the wheel.
No,
but what does that really mean?
What you can do is you can go to the capitol.texas.gov and type in House Bill 2048, and you can pull up a PDF of the engrossed bill. So what has actually been looked at, edited, because they've been talking about this now since November of last year. So this has been a hot topic item. And if you go to any DPS office, Department of Public Safety, like ours in Precinct 3, you oftentimes will see large lines out there, and a lot of those folks are dealing with licenses and issues with the surcharge program. So we'll see what the issues wind up being.
So let's identify what driver responsibility is. That's having a current driver's license. Is that right?
Having a license, having your insurance,
proper insurance coverage, and it's current or in effect, and then your sticker on your vehicle. I'm guessing, right?
Updating your address. If you move, you have a certain amount of time. Statutory amount of time
for your driver's license to make sure that you've had that license, you've had that address for 10 years and you moved 14 times since then. Right. So keeping all that current. So that's the driver responsibility you're talking about, is having those things into play. And if they're not in play, these are the things you're talking about that can be added to.
It sounded like there were some surcharges that are attached to that driver safety program. That driver responsibility program, right. And those surcharges aren't going to be there anymore for,
if it passes,
right? If it passes,
they could not be there and available to now the JP courts.
Exactly, and what it's saying here is that the fines themselves, the fines and fees, could potentially go to the JP court, or maybe even go back to state, or we disperse those funds. It's not really clear until they finalize, vote, and sign it.
Right now, the surcharges are state related. From what I understand, is like when you get in trouble with no insurance, let's say,
right?
Then you pay the fine to the court, but then these surcharges come from the state of Texas.
But you still have a surcharge. Exactly. Failure to maintain financial responsibility that's what it's called.
No insurance. Yeah.
Insurance.
Right.
So those you do come to the court, you have a plea hearing, but you've got the court fines that you have to pay,
correct,
which are county related and then state related. And then you've also got to send folks back to DPS.
Judge James Kerbow, we need about 2 or 3 hours on this show with you.
Man, I'd love to spend more time with you, Bo.
Let's just stay on the air
We're just going to continue, and we may be just talking among ourselves, but that's okay.
Hey, we do that a quick shout out, if it's okay. Today is the Cinco de Mayo. It's actually my grandmother's birthday today, so we'll be thinking about her. She passed about 3 years ago, but this is always a special day for my family.
Of course.
Love coming out here. Thank you so much again for having me. I really appreciate it.
And this 2 days ago, and I believe it was May 2nd, was Barbara Ann's father's birthday, who's no longer with us. So amazing, important time. Cinco de Mayo, everybody. And I guess this is actually Margarita Day, isn't it? Isn't that the holiday? Just to have a margarita?
Just don't hit the road.
Just don't drive while you're doing that. And join us next Sunday from noon to 1 p.m. on the Wheels of Justice here on 1160 a.m. KBDT. Have a great weekend.